Let's talk about the difference between rules and boundaries. Have you ever tried to set a boundary and felt guilty afterwards? Or you replayed the conversation wondering, maybe I'm being too harsh? A lot of people think that that's just how boundaries feel, but it often means something else was happening. We weren't actually setting a boundary, we were trying to make a rule for someone else. Those two things are very, very different. So, rules versus boundaries. A rule tries to control someone else's behavior, but a boundary describes what you will do to take care of yourself. And that one shift changes everything. A rule sounds like this: you can't talk to me that way. And the focus is on controlling what the other person does or doesn't do. But a boundary sounds something like this: if I'm spoken to that way, I'll end this conversation. Now the focus is on your choice. They still have a choice, but you simply have a choice too. A boundary names two things: what does not feel okay to you, and what you will do to care for yourself if it continues. That's it. No control, no punishment. It's just clarity. And for many people, boundaries feel uncomfortable. Not because they're wrong, but because we grew up around rules, punishment, or withdrawal of love. So when the word boundary appears, the body remembers. It remembers rejection, control, my way or the highway. And that reaction makes sense. Think of a boundary like a fence around a garden. It's not there to punish people, but it protects what's growing inside. Now you can still welcome people in. They simply have to come through the gate. So at its core, a boundary quietly says, I respect myself. I respect you. I will not control you. I will take care of my limits. So it's not about pushing people away. It's about standing steady in what's true for you. Learning boundaries is not a personality change. It is a practice. You begin to notice what feels okay. You also notice what does not. And slowly you learn to speak with calm honesty, one small moment at a time. So you might take a quiet moment and ask yourself, where in my life do I feel a small tightening, but I say nothing? Maybe it's a conversation or a request, or maybe it's a pattern that just keeps repeating itself. That small tightening is often where a boundary is like trying to form. And many of us were never taught how to notice that moment clearly. Most people don't struggle with boundaries because they don't know what to say. They struggle because it's hard to stay steady in the moment when that pressure rises. And that steadiness is exactly what we practice inside the inner capacity lab. Because setting a boundary isn't just speaking a sentence to someone. It's actually a capacity. It's the ability to stay clear and present when your emotions begin to rise, when someone pushes back, when you feel the urge to explain yourself. And that steadiness is something you can grow. If you've done inner work, but you still find yourself overthinking, reacting, or struggling to hold a boundary in those moments, the Inner Capacity Lab was designed for that. You'll find the link below if you'd like to learn more. And a little something extra is coming. So if you're on my email list in a couple of days, I'll send something to help you practice this. It's a short checklist to help you spot the moment when a boundary is needed before things escalate. I'll also include an early bird coupon code for the Inner Capacity Lab, which starts April the 7th. So if you're not on the list yet, you can subscribe below and you'll receive the practice and the code when it goes out. So if this has helped you see boundaries in a new way, make sure you subscribe. Like I said, in a few days I'll send out that checklist to help you start noticing these moments in your own life. Remember, boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about caring for yourself with clarity. And when that clarity grows, something shifts. Boundaries stop feeling harsh and they start feeling steady.